Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 with me here on the Estancia Lapacho map. Just chilling out in the back garden at the moment, starting off this lovely another sunny day here in South America, where the location is located. I might go for a swim in the pool a bit later on. But there's some things I want to show you, some of the things that I've been doing since the last time you joined us. If you remember, I was in the middle of getting fields sort of turned around and repurposed and refocused. I think I'm done. I've got a field sown with sunflowers, 2 fields sown with wheat, and 1 with soybeans, and they are growing. They're not ready to harvest, but they are growing. And if I turn the grass back on, because the game always for whatever reason likes to turn grass off, our grass field is getting close to harvest. Obviously there's some areas on our big super field that need to be plot lined, but I'm hoping we can do that after the sunflower harvest, because I'm assuming that will then need ploughing anyway, and we need to sort that, tidy that field out up a bit. But that's pretty much where we're at. I've done some contract work off camera, including spraying jobs, which are not to be confused with fertilizing jobs. No, spraying jobs are when one of these farmers actually asks you to kill weeds using a herbicide spray. So I was quite happy to see those pop up, because it enabled me to use up those pallets of herbicide that we've been waiting, that have been gathering dust over by my mower sheds. Now, here's what I want to show you. I've been making some tweaks to the farm. As you probably already see, in this direction, I've got 2 new sheds. I've bought myself 2 sheds. Okay, admittedly, I have borrowed 100,000 from the bank to do so. I've put in a workshop as well, so we've got our own garage workshop where we can repair our vehicles and modify our vehicles. I bought my hayloft, and I've got that placed ready for grass and straw and chaff and silage and wood chips and all sorts that can go into it. It's magical. And there's your loading point, so I can fill vehicles up here to sell or, you know, distribute around the farm. And that's obviously where we tip the stuff once we've collected it. In this area here, immediately when you came in, it was just a bit filled with bushes and stuff. I've kind of neatened that out, put down a nice asphalt base, and then I put 2 of these big sheds in. So I've got some room to park my vehicles under cover, because we're starting to get a bit out of space. Obviously I've got my liquid fertilizer here, because I had to unload the sprayer to put in the pallets of herbicide. I have now added a herbicide silo, but I've got it as far away from the seed, solid fert and liquid fert fill points as possible, just so people don't go putting herbicide in our implements and using them on crops that don't need it. I've made this base a bit bigger, and I've neatened it up a bit, put down a bit more asphalt, and I've expanded out this way a little bit with the asphalt, again to give my vehicles a bit of a room to drive around and manoeuvre when they're collecting and dropping off instruments and implements. And I was planning add another one of these sheds. I was going to put another one in right up against this, back to back them, so it comes out over here and we've got some more room to store small tools and tractors and stuff under cover. So that's one of the things I plan on doing. Obviously we've got this area out here, which is still full of grass. I have done a bit of terraforming or contouring of the land using some of the mods I've got installed. I'm still not running the patch 1.2, so I haven't got the proper terrain editing tools. Means that this bank's a bit steeper than I would normally have liked, and obviously it's a bit close to the edge of this path, and we get some kind of sharp, ugly-ish edges. So I've just got to be a bit careful when I'm travelling around here with equipment that I don't just nosedive off the edge, but it gives me a bigger, flatter area to work in over there. I still don't have access to that field yet. I can't afford it. And people would say, well, you would have done if you hadn't bought all this stuff. Yeah, well, this looks nice and pretty, and it's, you know, it's instant on the eye, whereas if I just bought that field, there's not a lot I could do with it for a while. So you wouldn't see anything, and I like to see for you know, rewards for my work. And then obviously I've got this area over here as well, which was again just pretty much wild, overgrown, jungly mess, which I've managed to neaten and tidy up. Because what I plan to do, maybe, if I go into my silos, is, you know, I don't have a silo yet for like silage, and I could probably put an area in, and we could be making silage. You know, we could be producing silage our own. You know, we've got the hayloft near there and stuff like that. So that's something I was considering doing as well. Maybe not necessarily going for the large double, maybe the medium one. I could fit in quite nicely. A bit closer over here, I don't know. Gives us room to, anyway, we've got an area here where we now can place down some more stuff, basically. I could even put some more sheds and that there. Who knows? Vehicle wise, nothing's changed since the last episode. I haven't got anything new. Yeah, no new tractors or machinery. I am thinking of getting maybe the smaller version of this machine, because the smaller version can have skinny wheels, which means you can use it to fertilise crops, as well as obviously we've got our sprayer, but that might be useful for me, being able to fertilise with multiple machines, and then again, and then our Valtra and our Fiat can both be in use and fertilising crops. Because again, one of the things I did find off camera was that when I had got field 3 over here ready to be sprayed, soybeans 100%, and then I've got 2 fields of wheat to be sprayed, and then a big field of sunflowers down the bottom there ready to be sprayed. Only having the one machine to do it is a bit of a handcuff situation. It's not so great, I'll be honest, only having one machine to do a task when you have multiple fields that need to be addressed at the same time. That's something I've got to do going forward. I've got to get some more implements, and more tractors, especially powerful tractors. That's our most powerful tractor at the moment, the wonderful Stare. Let's have a look. Which is only 449 horsepower. But again, I can't believe I'm getting away with only 4 tractors. I can't believe that. Because we've got implements galore. Because obviously what I would like to get is a big cultivator. Something like that maybe, which requires 500 horsepower. In fact, all 3 of these require 5 horsepower. Because a 12-metre cultivator would definitely speed up cultivating fields, especially that big one that we've harvested. Ploughs. Not a big fan of these. I would probably go for something like that, which is 16 metres, but again, 400 horsepower. Although we would get away with that. But that price seems wrong to me. 18 grand. I think some of these mods have got dodgy prices. I need to go in and sort them out a bit. Iscaros. Yeah, see, that's 121,000. So yeah, I think that other one was wrong. But again, 12.2 metres. Slightly less. Horsepower requirement for a disc harrow than a cultivator. Seeders, of course, we've got the horse at the minute. I wouldn't mind getting something maybe like an Amazone. Seedhawk air cart would be nice as well. At 25 metres, that's a bit big. The Great Plains? Plains, it only seeds though, doesn't fertilise on top. Seems to do all the crops, looking at it. Doesn't seem to do canola. Doesn't do canola. Neither does that one. That one does, which is the one I've got. Maybe the Amazone is the one I've got to go for then. They don't sow canola, and that's a pretty big oversight for me because canola is one of the most profitable crops. Planters, don't think we've got anything in planters. 12 metres is the biggest planter they do. Fertiliser, little fertiliser bin, 24. I've got one of them, haven't I? That's a little bit bigger. So this is the one I was thinking about getting, one of these. With some skinny tyres. With the spreading discs on the back. And then I can solid fert, can't I? So I'm going to buy one of those. Although someone will tell me now I should have probably gone for that. Because it's 24 metres wide and doesn't use... doesn't have wheels at all. But I would need to counterbalance it, I think, with something. A weeder. I buy a weeder. Spending money now. We're just spending money. We need 2 of those. Tractor though, wasn't it really? I didn't think about the tractor situation. What are we going for in the way of tractors? Got to be a large tractor. And if I'm buying a tractor, it's got to be a Stevie tractor. Got the 8R series. Massive. Big buds. Buds. Could pull very big equipment for us. And they're not too expensive. They're a bit cheaper than the original big buds. Tires, twin wheels. Like that. Nice white rims. On my black beast. Be nice. We've got the JCB Fast Track 8330. What did we say the... I did look at this in the last episode, didn't I? Yeah, that's not going to be anywhere near powerful enough. Case Magnum would be. As would the Valtra S series, would definitely be powerful enough. I like the idea. I do like... If we can get 517 out of that, which would definitely power anything we want. Big Michelins on it. Gonna have to borrow some more bank money though to buy one of them. That's the only downside. But yeah, I haven't got a John Deere tractor in my fleet at the minute. I would like one because, you know, John Deere is pretty cool. Don't really need that. JCB we've looked at previously. The case can go up to 540. Can have wide tyres and weights on the case. That's a big machine. That would give us definitely plough and cultivator and seeder pulling potential as well. 223 grand though. And then of course the Valtra, which goes up to 540 with a little bit cheaper than the case. Good view from the cab as well, look. Good panoramic sort of view. You're not obstructed by a lot of window frames, by stanchions, which is something I like. If we go back to the case has got quite big, bulky pillars. Not that I do too tremendously much in cab, but I've got a Valtra, haven't I, already? Our little Valtra, so maybe I want to keep our vehicles, keep different brands, don't keep buying the same brand of vehicle all the time. So we've got a Fendt, a Steyr, a Fiat and a Valtra, so I would ideally like to go for something different. So I think that the case or the John Deere would be what I go for. Need to go pick up some stuff now from the store, don't we? We'll take the Fiat. We'll go fetch the... he can fetch the weeder. He will be our chief weeding machine. Gives him a reason to still be on the farm, really, given his diminutive size and low speed, lack of power. But hey, we're not going to get rid of a machine until it's completely broken and crapped out, I think. It's very similar to a tractor we had at the golf course where I worked, which we kind of renovated, restored. We was going to repurpose it as a ball collector for collecting the golf balls from the driving range when our little Cushmans broke down and died a death on the range picking up jobby thing. But it was perhaps a little bit too big and clunky to use as a range. It wasn't very mobile and agile. So in the end we decided against it, even though we got it all back working and it was a great machine and looked nice after we did it all. We decided not to use it as a ball collector. Instead we used it as we put it on a like trailer stroke tanker, be used by the greenkeepers for like watering in the summer, being able to water fairways and surrounds and tees and stuff. We had basically a big metal tank, custom made metal tank on a trailer with like a outlet on the back which we could which had holes in to obviously let water out, and we just basically just drove up and down. So yeah, we used like this, and then we, for the range job for collecting the golf balls, we got a gator, a John Deere gator, and we then modified that. Obviously we had to put like a cage on it, replace the cab with a steel cage, so you know the guy inside picking up the balls was safe from people hitting balls. And then on the back, where you've got obviously the load bay, we built a structure in there to obviously extend it up, so we could, you know, store all the balls in the back, tip the balls in the back of the gator, keep them in the back of the gator, and then once we'd finished picking up the balls off the range, we could unclip the gator from the collecting mechanism, drive the gator with all the balls in the back up to the back up to the top of the range, to the shop, the workshop, and get the gator, then tip the balls into the washing machine to wash the balls and put them back in through the elevator and back to the machines where the golfers could dispense them. That was one of the more fun-filled jobs I've ever done. Used to be really nice just driving around picking up range balls. Monday afternoon and Friday afternoons especially, because there'll be loads on a Monday following the weekend, and you want to get them all in on a Friday because you knew you was going to use them all over the weekend. So, you know, your afternoon would just be spent, your whole afternoon on a Monday and a Friday, you'd just be out there driving up and down the range. You know, you could put some headphones on, listen to some music while you was doing it, and, you know, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I would still love to do that job to this day, but unfortunately things didn't work out for me with the people who employed me, and they let me go after 7 years, which was a great shame. Right, can I get him between these two? I can. Good. There's one weeder. Where's the Valtra? He should be around here somewhere. There he is. And excuse me, I'm still sick. And that was almost a very phlegmy cough. There was something about to come flying up out of my chest then. An alien face hugger, probably. Don't mind me. I'm going to remember, drive on the wrong side of the road, you won't encounter any vehicles. God, oh, this is starting to get a bit mucky. This is starting to get a bit slapped up, look, a bit lorbed up. I do like the screens in these modern tractors. I wonder if the farmers can watch Netflix on it when they're doing their work. Do they have like Wi-Fi? Mobile data? Watch a bit of YouTube while they're doing their tasks. Watch a bit of me playing Farming Simulator and learn some very important tips and tricks on how to be a great farmer. I'm going to take this. This is our... This is going to be a fertiliser. We can also, of course, put lime in it, because this one does work. You can unload it and load it. Unlike the big one that I've got, which can't be unloaded. So until you've completely used its contents, you can't switch to another fill type, which is a little bit frustrating. Tell you one thing I'm going to do as well. I'm going to bump the time scale up a bit. Possibly for plant growth, as like I say, at the minute I've got nothing to do. Again, I've got 4 fields I'm waiting to grow, and I was a bit disappointed that they weren't ready to harvest for this morning when I started. Hence why we're doing some shop talk and some vehicle purchasing. There's a couple of other things I would like to get as well. Right, first thing, we need to fill this up, don't we? I don't... Whoa, that, to me, going round that corner did not feel very stable. I'm thinking these skinny wheels are well, they're good for crops, but not very good for stability. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. The old... open the cover, of course. Where? Silo? I think this is fert. Solid fert. Is indeed. That should then fill in there rather nicely. $1,400. So that should last us a few fields, shouldn't it? Now, as I'm not putting in a new shed just yet, it will come in time. Don't get me wrong, the shed, etc. They're definitely building something here. Whether it's another one of those buildings or one of the other types that we have. One of these newer ones? Don't rightly know. Wrong way. I could have like one of these. Oh, I could probably have 2 of these actually, thinking about it. I extended the asphalt. I have like one over here. And then I could have another one on the backside, couldn't I? Which would give me 12 bays. You're not going to get a lot of equipment in them, sadly. I don't think. And I'll be quite honest, I'm not sure whether there's doors on both sides. No, there's only doors on the one side. So that's the right way out. So if I was to place something like that, we'd get some undercover, so all the tractors and stuff can go inside, and then basically these sheds then are just going to be for like the implements and tools and trailers and stuff. But yeah, we're kind of in that. There's not even a lot of barley to the transport company. That's the only job available. Field 15. How are we doing on the job front? I've now completed 26 missions, so 26 contracts, so I'm getting close. I've only got 14 more to do and we hit an achievement. So I will accept that contract, and I will now go and do that contract before I forget, as it is only to the transport company, which is probably the easiest place to deliver to from Field 15. So I'll do that and I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes' time. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I've done that harvesting job on Field 15. And we are now fortunate enough to be able to harvest our own fields. So I'm going to have a bit of a change up. I'm not going to do the wheat crops yet, the grass crops. I will do those in the beginning of the next episode. What I'll quickly do is run round and do the I'm going to go get the sunflowers, because I've not done sunflowers for a bit. We do a lot of stuff with this header. I want to get the other header and do the sunflowers, because that's the big field. And then I could possibly get, whilst I'm doing the other fields, can get a worker on that field ploughing it or whatever it needs before we can utilise it again. So I'm going to switch the header, go get the corn one, and then I'm going to have a dig about. I'm going to do that field. I'll probably end up time-lapsey speedy up in it, because we haven't done a time-lapsey speedy up bit for a while. And it's probably going to take a while to harvest that field, with a bit of luck, as it is 3 fields joined together. Oh. So we're going to go do 4, 5 and 6. Oh. No, I'm just going to fold that in again for a minute. I don't want to destroy crops trying to drive to the field. Right, let's get down here. I'm going to go do that bit on field 5 first, where it juts out. We don't have the luxury of being able to put down straw for sunflowers, so that's not going to be an issue. going to do a headland. So yeah, unfortunately my lovely grass field plan has kind of backfired a bit. Although we have got grass growing through that mud. But it doesn't look as nice as the way I originally wanted to do it. But alas, that's a fault with the game. Apparently you can't paint textures at the moment unless you upgrade to the beta patch. Bit of a shame, because I would have liked it to have looked like how it looks on the end of this field here, with this lovely green base and the grass growing through the green base, but can't get that. We're not allowed. We can't have nice things. It's going to have room to turn round. I kind of regret taking the tippy truck back now and putting it back on the silo. I should have kept it attached to the fence, because I'm probably going to need it to unload at some point. So we've got 2 fields of wheat and a field of soybeans to harvest as well, which should hopefully give us a bit of money. Our finances, obviously being conscientious of the fact I have borrowed that large sum from the bank, we'll have to repay at some point. As soon as I go in cab, I end up missing a load of sunflowers. Bad of me. Wrong button. And then we just drive up here now. We have to come back down that other side though. Look, there is another bit to that field that sticks out. I may eventually put a bit of a corner on here, like do a bit of a diagonal slant. I could get another little bit of croppage out of that. It's either that or shave off the edge of that field. Make it so it just, field 4 and 5 have got the same edge profile. So basically get the roller out and remove this bit that sticks out here, which is a shame because again, because you can't do the grass texture, it just leaves a great big brown square on the map and it looks awful. But like I say, that in my Twitch save that I played this map on, this is where I put some more silo, like fertilizer stations and stuff. So when I'm out here seeding and fertilizing and spraying and stuff, I've got a refill point that's a bit closer than driving all the way back down to the farm. It's useful for when doing these fields, especially like field 29 when we own that, because that's a big field and that uses a lot of stuff. It takes a lot of seed to sow. But that's one of the areas. So yeah, thinking it. We don't need a lime station because obviously we have one right here, provided for us by the map. So it's mainly just I put like a fuel tank, fuel refill point, liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer and seed refill stations at the edge of field 5 there. In that area, if I choose to remove that area, I'm not decided. Like I say, I could just put a bit of a slope, get the plough out, put a bit of an angle on. That would actually give me a little bit more crop off this field. Interesting to see how many sunflowers we get off of this. Like I say, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do... I did plan on doing an experiment, didn't I, with oil seed radish. Because that's supposed to give you a 30% boost to your crop. The crop that you plant and harvest after you've used oil seed radish on a field. I don't know whether it's worth trying it on this big field to get a 30% boost out of your crops. Depends how much we get off this field as it is, really. I'm doing it all myself. I'm not using a worker. Save a bit on wages, I think. If anything, I can get a worker in to do the night shift after I've done this to get the field cultivated again, ready for the next. The next planting. I lose my train of thought a lot at the minute when I'm talking. I forget what I'm going to say halfway through a sentence. That's never a good sign. Again, I blame that on the illness I've got at the minute. The fact I'm taking a lot of cold and flu capsules to try and kill it and get rid of it. I don't want to be sick. I have enough to deal with health-wise on a day-to-day basis without getting like bugs and germs and allergy and stuff on top. I definitely don't need that headache. $29,000 litres so far. What will be the magic number, you reckon? Do we hit 60? Will we get a full tank? I would like to think we could get a full tank. If not, I have got some sitting in the silo that I could boost a trailer full. I could do a full trailer load, definitely get 60,000 litres. Then we could take that and sell it, and that'll give us some cash. What is sunflower worth at the minute? 1,964 at the barn, but that is decreasing, and 1,775 at the bakery. Yeah, good value. Good pricing. fact, I think all the crops that I've got planted and I'm going to be harvesting are good pricing. Especially the wheat, because of the added bonus that we're going to get the straw as well, which is, like I say, 10 grand a trailer load. So hopefully having 2 fields will get a few trailer loads. That'll boost the price up a bit and make the crop even more fun, because obviously we'll get for the wheat anyway, won't we? So we're at 37,000 now. We might have actually over a tank. Might have more than 60,000 litres. In which case we'll have some to put into storage. Will be nice. Start getting the silos built up a bit, ready for when we have animals that need to be fed. Well, I think only pigs eat sunflowers, don't they? Cows, what total mixed ration is it? Grass and silage and straw, hay or straw, one of those. Sheep only have grass, I know that. Chickens have wheat or barley. Horses, I think, require, is it hay and oats? I think it's only the pigs that eat sunflower, or require sunflower as one of their food types, along with things like potatoes and sugar beets, which obviously I am not farming yet myself because I don't have the equipment. Can't afford the equipment. Think about even doing potato harvest and beet harvest. I ain't even done sugar cane yet. I've never done sugar cane. This map was obviously brought out for FS17 to be the sugar cane map. But I've never ever farmed it, planted it in FS17 or FS19, so again, I think purely and simply because the machinery costs that much money, it's something you're not going to do at the start of a game. It's definitely sort of late game, when you've got some finances built up, you've got some savings and you're looking to do something that's maybe a bit different. I've got enough of like normal crops to be getting on with. I don't need the added headache of having to have specialist machinery to do specialised crops. One of the reasons why I'm not doing cotton either. I know they're probably worth more money and they'd be more profitable to be doing those crops, but got to invest so much in the equipment, and your first few harvests you're just going to be paying for the equipment. You're not going to be making any profit off your first few harvests of those crops, no matter how good the pricing it is. Whereas at least these sorts of crops are relatively cheap to produce, to harvest, to farm. They do make you a good profit in return. Oh, I've missed some. I'm going to go get them. I'm going to go pick them up. Right, we're at 49,000 litres. We've got just over 10,000 left to pick up in this tank. Then we're going to have to unload. I'm making such a hodgepodge of this. I'm trying to rush now. Down. Got all night. It says, wondering what the actual time is. I know it's late. It's on for 10 PM time here in the UK. Maybe even later. That's what? 51,111. Yeah, we'll have one trailer load to sell then. And we'll have some to put into storage. Good. Not put anything in the silos for a while. I've mostly just been taking stuff out to top up trailers when I sell it. Keep working, just keep working. Be interested to know what the total figure is for this harvest. Total amount we get off this field. Our new super duper bumper, ginormous mega field. I'll probably plant corn on next, I think. After this sunflower harvest. Soybeans will switch out with canola. Wheat will probably do 2 lots of barley on there. Again, more for the straw than anything. Keep rotating that, so like after we've done barley we'll do oats and then we'll go back to doing wheat. Soybeans and canola will alternate, and I believe this will alternate between sunflower and corn. So we've got some more land purchased. Getting close. Going to be 60,000 litres in a second. Not so good. Where's my Fent? Go hit the tippy truck. Ching. Quite a few objects to dance around now. Got 60,000 litres so far on mine. Wonder how much is left on the field at the minute. Bear in mind this is not obviously going to be a true test, because obviously there's a little bit of the field that obviously we didn't sow on at the side edge there. And obviously it did need ploughing, liming in some places as well, which is going to affect the yield a bit. The next sunflower yield should be higher than this one. But this is a good first base to see where we're at. On full trailer. Run away for a second. Needs ploughing. Good. Yeah, I'd like to get it ploughed again, get it limed. And then we'll have a good test then. Like I say, I'm not sure about the oilseed radish. I don't know whether to try that experiment or not. Again, I really need a proper base value. So if I plough, a lime, plough, cultivate, plant corn, fertilise the corn properly, 100%, harvest that'll give me a true figure, won't it? And then I can do the oilseed radish and see if it does increase the yield the next time round. But I've got to set up a baseline first. I've got to know where I stand. We're at 64,275 litres thus far. About to find out then. Number is. $70,469. 70,469 litres off of that field. Not bad. Not bad. At current prices, be worth a lot of money. So we're going to tip this 10,000 into the silo. Then I will go and sell the other one. Who wants it? The bakery. Put the header back and we'll leave the combine then ready to pick up the next one, because as I say, what I'll do the other harvesting in the next video. Oh no, I've knocked over that pallet of liquid fertiliser. What a shame. Header. Find the fent. Right. To the bakery. Going to require us to go along the bottom of field 29 down to the shop. So yeah, I'll get those harvested in the next video. We'll be doing that in the next video, and then I'll as I say, I will probably get that field. I'll probably set a worker the worker to plough that field now. I'll get the old lime spread on it as well. Then I'll get it cultivated, and then we'll get it replanted with corn. Hopefully this will make us a good bit of money. Sunflower harvest. Because I think financially we could do with it. We've had a couple of big loss days, haven't we? Where we've lost quite a bit of money on machine purchases and equipment purchases and land purchases, and me decorating the farm a bit and terraforming and stuff like that. So I could actually do with actually making a bit of a harvest and making a bit of profit. So 60,000 litres. We should get over 100 grand for this, I would think. Or very close to. Which would be enough to pay off what I've borrowed from the bank. Wrong way. Let's try and do this. Straight up, straight up. Go. Have some sunflowers for your sunflower sesame seeded buns and stuff. How much do we get? 109,000. Perfect. Okay, so I need to do that 100 more times, and we've met our objective of making 10 million. Need another 100 of those harvests. We'll have cracked it. The Let's Play will be done. Have 10 million. We'll have got the achievement. We'll have platinumed the game. I need to get Mr. Strayer now to do the ploughing of the field. I'm very tempted to buy that big plough for him. That 15-metre one. He'd make short work of the field then, wouldn't he? And I'm going to need some... whatchamacallits. Still need a bigger tractor, I think. I don't think the stayer's powerful enough. I think I've got to have 500 horsepower, haven't I? It's something to look for in the future. Anyway, I'll leave this here. I will leave him actually connected because chances are I'm going to need him to do the empty the harvester once we do fields 1, 2 and 3 tomorrow. Let's have a quick look at the map then. Financial wise, we have made 20 grand today, so we'll repay 20 grand off the loan. So yeah, we need to plough fields, plough the fields. Gonna need lime as well. Okay. Not a weed problem, I don't think. No, no weeds at this moment in time. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump in here, get the plough, which is in the shed over there, set to work on field 4, whatever we're going to call it. Now it's one field. And I will see you all again in the next video. So for now, thank you all for watching. I hope you'll give me a like. Remember to leave your like on the video. Also hope you'll leave any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback in the section down below. And of course, if you're not already doing so, please smash that subscribe button, as it really helps to support me and help my channel to grow. And I will see you all again in another video very soon. Goodbye for now.